Hi everyone, my name is Ray, or some of you might know me as Tiki with Ray, and today I am in my Tiki bedroom. I like to call it Tiki with Ray's Tiki Hideaway. On this episode of Tiki with Ray, I'm going to show you how to make Tiki friends. Now, for a lot of people, they get into Tiki and they want to meet other people. They want to make new Tiki friends, and it can be a little tricky on how to do that, but it's actually quite easy, and I'm going to give you a whole bunch of steps on how you too can make Tiki friends. I started getting into Tiki around 2006, 2007, and I'll be honest, it was just me and like my girlfriend at the time. We'd just go to Tiki bars. There wasn't too many in Seattle. We used to go to Hula Hula, and we got our friends into them. And really, the only people that I knew of that was into Tiki was like me and the people that I dragged along to the Tiki bar with me. And that's kind of how things were for like a long, long time. And I started my blog in 2016, and I didn't know anybody. I literally didn't know anybody in the Tiki community here. And, well, obviously now there's a lot of people that know who I am. And I'm going to show you and give you some tips on how to make Tiki friends. Number one, get on social media. Whether you like it or not, social media can be your best friend, and mostly Facebook. Facebook's really, really important because it is a way that you can actually like reach out to people, or people can reach out to you. There's a lot of people that will put on a party or a get-together, and they'll create a Facebook event page on Facebook. And then from there, they'll invite people. But if you're not on Facebook, you're not going to get that invite. And I can't really see anyone, even including myself, like sending out other invites. Say you do meet someone at a Tiki bar or somewhere, you could say like, hey, are you on Facebook? And they'll usually say yeah, and then they'll be like, all right, well, I'll send you a friend request. And then that way, and then usually they'll accept it and vice versa. And it's not creepy as opposed to asking someone, hey, can I have your phone number? Can I have your email address? No, asking for someone to be friends on Facebook is very, very casual. So get on Facebook. If you don't like Facebook, I mean, I guess you can go on Twitter. I guess you can go on Instagram, but you're not going to get those invites for the events that people put on. Number two, one of the main reasons why you want to be on Facebook is because they have groups that you can join, and there's a lot of Tiki groups out there. In fact, I could probably tell you that there's probably a Tiki Facebook group for every major city in the country. And just go onto these groups and you can join them. Some of them you may have to answer some questions, and say if you're not from that particular city, you could say like, hey, I'm not from this particular city, but I want to join anyway because I want to reach out to other people in the Tiki community. And most people are pretty cool with, the admins are pretty cool about stuff like that. So, I mean, if you can search for groups on Facebook. So, obviously, you can be like Seattle Tiki, or Portland Tiki, Minneapolis Tiki. Sometimes the group may not be like Minneapolis Tiki, but I think Minneapolis's Tiki group is MN Tiki. Or say hypothetically, there's your city has a nickname. So instead of Las Vegas Tiki, there's the Sin City Tiki group. So just be a little creative in your search, and then you can find. I'm sure there has to be a Tiki group close to you that you can join. Number three, there's actually a lot of Tiki events happening. If you're lucky in California, there's a lot of them. Not so much maybe some other parts of the country, but hence that's the reason why you go on these Facebook group pages, because if there is something going on, you'll see it there. Go to like Tiki conventions. If Tiki Oasis is coming up, go to Tiki Oasis. In New Haley, over in Atlanta, Hukilau down in Florida. Even if you're not from there, go to these events and introduce yourself and say hello. And it's a really, you're going to meet a lot of tiki people really, really quickly. Just be friendly and just be approachable. But some cities, they have tiki marketplaces, and where people go and tiki vendors come. Get to know all the vendors. Get to know, and there'll be a lot of artists. You can actually talk to them, buy their art, and ask questions. So that's a great opportunity to meet people in person. Number 4, be positive. That goes without saying. I mean, like, tiki is usually like it's a fun thing. But for some people, some people take it way, way too seriously, or they become judgmental, and, you start getting that whole, like, this is tiki, that's not tiki. And you don't want to be that person, You want to be, when you meet someone, compliment them. Like, say if you actually go to someone's home tiki bar, compliment them on, like, the tiki mugs they have, or the art that they have, or their space itself. And ask questions and be genuinely curious about what people have to say. And that's kind of like my ethos. I mean, I think that's the reason why I've done so well doing what I do, is because I am genuinely curious. I want to hear your stories about tiki. I want to learn how you got into tiki. I want to know where that's from. How did you get that? Ask questions. The next one's pretty easy to do. Spend time at your local tiki bar. Hopefully you'd be doing that anyway, but hanging out at the tiki bar is a great way to meet other tiki files, especially if you sit at the bar. And a lot of times, just because you're sitting at the bar and there's going to be a person here and a person here, you're probably going to end up having a conversation with them. And you can meet some tiki people there, or at least you're just putting yourself out there too. So if there's other tiki people showing up, they'll see you. They'll see you around. It's like, oh yeah, we keep on seeing that couple or that guy or that gal over there. People notice. Which leads me into the next thing. Wear aloha wear. A lot, actually. Aloha shirts, for women, kaftans or whatever. And wear them to the tiki bars, but actually wear them out and about. And here's the reason why, is because first of all, you're going to get compliments on them. You're going to stand out and people are going to say, hey, nice shirt. Or they're going to wonder, wow, what are you into? What's going on with you, But the important thing is if there's other tiki people out and about and they see you wearing an aloha shirt, it's like a sign for them. So maybe like for me, actually, me and my friend Jason, we're all about that. If we see someone wearing an aloha shirt, we'll be like, hey, where'd you get that shirt at? Are you into tiki? And a lot of times they are. And boom, new friend. So yeah. You got it. It puts a signal out to people. Instead of the bat signal, it's the tiki signal. The next one might be a little difficult to do, but I think it's worth the investment. Build your own home tiki bar or your own tiki space. Reason why is because you're going to learn a lot about tiki really, really quickly. And you're going to need supplies and art and tikis and tiki mugs to fill that thing, which is going to force you to have to go out to tiki marketplaces or to go to tiki conventions or look for tiki stuff for sale on, say, Facebook Marketplace. Hence another reason why to be on Facebook. Go on Craigslist, look for things for sale. True story. I was looking to buy a tiki for sale on Craigslist. And I went up and I actually became friends with the guy. Like, it's my good buddy Travis. He had the tiki. He knew who I was, and we ended up just like hanging out and bullshitting for a while. Like when I actually went to buy the tiki, he's like, "Hey, do you want a Mai Tai?" Yeah, I do. And I've become really, really good friends with them. So yeah, I mean that's a way to make friends too, is buy tiki stuff, and then when you go meet the person, talk to them. How did they get into tiki? Are you still into Tiki? And a lot of times people have a story. And you may walk away not only with a cool Tiki find, but with a new friend. Now, here's a little tip to get people to come to your home Tiki bar. So, say you don't know anyone yet. Go on to your local Facebook Tiki group and say something to the effect of like, hey, I'm working on a new recipe for a Navy grog, and I'd like to have some people over to come try it out and see what they think. And put the word out and invite people to come to your Tiki bar. People will come. If you're offering free booze, people will come around, and trust me. And it's a great opportunity for you to meet people. And also too, like, say you want to get into like carving tikis or making mugs or whatever. That's another opportunity for you to ask questions for people, for you to reach out to them. Yeah, and people are more than helpful, and they will help you out. And again, not only will you walk away with a Tiki skill, but maybe with a new friend. Last but not least, start a YouTube channel or a Tiki blog. I laugh, but it's definitely true. When I first started my blog, I didn't know anyone. I still didn't. It was 2016, and I didn't know anybody. And I started blogging consistently. And a year after that, I started making YouTube videos. But here is the secret to my success. And this could be the secret to your success, too, of making friends. Get other people involved. If you're going to start a blog or a YouTube channel, it's one thing to make videos like this where when you're by yourself or writing and here's what you think about something. But the secret is to get other people involved. What I like doing is home Tiki bar reviews. So I reach out to people. Hey, I seen your home Tiki bar on the local Facebook group. I want to do a write-up on your bar. Oh, and of course they're going to say yes. I mean, who wouldn't want to have their blog, their Tiki bar featured on a blog? And then you got to go visit them, right? Take pictures, get their story. And I'm sure once you walk away, they'll invite you back. And then you can invite them to your home Tiki bar. Or even if you don't have a Tiki bar, invite them over for drinks. You can always make a round of Mai Tais, and people will be happy to have that too. Another thing with, having, the YouTube show. As you see, I don't make a lot of videos like this, but I usually always have a guest on. And you got to understand, it's I'm friends with I'm friends with everyone, ultimately, that comes on my show. But you got to understand, there was a point where I didn't know that person beforehand. I reached out to them. Hey, I want to have you on my show. Now they're friends with me. And again, it may sound kind of funny, but it is the truth. I literally made all the friends that I know in Tiki through my blog and YouTube channel. And maybe you could do that too. And if you do, ask me to come on your show. Want to support the Tiki with Ray show and look cool doing it at the same time? Then head over to tikiwithray.com and buy yourself a Tiki with Ray shirt. They're only $20. Tony Canepa did the design, and they're screen printed in America.